let's move into quadrilaterals inside the circle. For our problem, a quadrilateral of sides A, B, C, D is inscribed in a circle where AC are opposite sides and so as B and D. Knowing that A is 2.8, B is 6.7, and C is 5.3, and D is the diameter of the circle, solve for the value of D and the area of the quadrilateral. So we have here a circle, ayan. And then sa loob doon ng bilog na to, may naka-inscribe daw na quadrilateral. Okay, let me draw this circle again. So ito yung quadrilateral natin. Maganda pag nag-draw ka, basahin mo muna yung entire problem para yung drawing mo is parang namamatch mo siya kumbaga dun sa problem. No? I-draw ko na lang ulit kasi so sabi kasi sa problem, meron daw tayong quadrilateral na yung D daw is equal to the diameter. So syempre, since quadrilateral, four-sided ito. Meron tayong side A, and then meron tayong side B, medyo mas mahaba. Lagay ko, ito yung side A natin. Sabi sa problem, this is 2.8. And then, units, then, yung B naman natin is 6.7. And meron tayong C, which is equal to 5.3 units. Okay, so ito na yung binigay sa atin ngayon. And then, what we need to find is the value of D, si D, at ano daw yung area ng ating quadrilateral. In this case, ang quadrilateral natin is pwede nating tawagin na cyclic quadrilateral. Okay? Cyclic quadrilateral siya kasi quadrilateral siya inscribed in a circle. Alright. So, ano bang gagamitin natin or gagawin natin to compute this one? Meron tayong isang theorem na tinatawag na Ptolemy's theorem. So, Ptolemy's theorem na to, nagagamit natin to for cyclic quadrilateral na mga types of problem. Ang sabi niya, if you were to multiply the two opposite sides, no, the sum of the product of the two opposite sides, so that is AC times A times C plus B times D, ito yung equation na yun, equal daw yan sa product ng dalawang diagonals, D1 and D2. So, ang D1 and D2 is, ikaw na lang mag-a-assign. Basically, ayan yun. Oops. Ayan. So, say, ito yung D1 natin, tapos ito yung D2 natin. Okay, so, yan yan. Pero, ma'am, paano ba natin makukuha yung D1 and D2? Kasi in the first place, hindi naman sila part of the given. So, gagamitin mo ulit dyan yung mga theorems on circles na alam mo. And diba, since D yung diameter natin, similar to our previous problem, if this is the diameter, meron kang 180 degrees dyan na central angle, no? Intercepting this arc here. Therefore, the intercepted angle, which is in this case, ito yon, would be half of this 180 degrees. And that would be how much? Correct, kung yan yung naiisip mo, that should be 90 degrees. The same case dito sa side na to, 90 degrees pa siya. So, kung 90 degrees pala siya, pwede tayong mag-Pythagorean theorem ngayon. So that the value of D1, dito ko ilagay, D1 natin is equal to the square root of, ito yung D1, that would act as, teka lang. Okay, tama nga. So, D1 is equal to, ayan. Si D1 na yan would act as a side of the triangle. No, kasi yung hypotenuse niya would be the diameter. So, meaning this would be the diameter D squared minus yung A squared natin na 2.8 units. So, ganun siya. No? And then, ang magiging D2 naman natin would be square root ni, ito naman yun, sa kabilang triangle tayo. d squared ulit, minus, ang partner niya in this case is si 5.3. 5.3 squared. So that's how we should express our d1 and d2. Alright? So moving further, to fill out this Ptolemy's theorem, lagyan natin ang values ngayon. So that A mo is 2.8, C is 5.3, plus B natin is 6.7, and then D natin is unknown, equal yan ngayon kay D1 times D2. Or that would be, pwede natin ipasok sa buong square root yan. No, the square root of, ayan, minus 2.8 squared. Tapos, meron tayong D squared minus 5.3 squared. So, kung meron kang powerful na calculator, pwede mo to i-shift solve kagad. Shift solve for D, that would be the answer for the first question. Pero kung wala ka naman powerful calculator, pwede mo siyang i-expand muna. Or, kung may choices ang problem, which is for most case or sa lahat ng board exam, naka-multiple choice naman tayo, pwede ka mag-substitute na lang ng values ng D dito. Lagay mo yung D, let's say for letter A na choice, lagay mo yung D dyan, tapos lagay mo din dito. If nag-equal sila, yun yung magiging tamang value ng D. Okay? So, kung hindi, try natin siguro i-expand muna yung problem and see where we can go. So, multiplying this one would give us 14.84 plus 6.7D. Ito naman would be the square root of, multiply ko na lang si D squared and D squared, that's D to the 4th. Then D squared, tapos 5.53 squared. That would give us, ilan yan? Negative 28.09. That is 28.09 D squared. Tapos ito naman, that's 2.8 squared minus 7.84 D squared ulit. And then lastly, yung mga constant values natin. 2.8 squared times 5.3 squared will give us 220.23. Dito ko na lang ilagay sa baba, medyo masigit na. 220.23. Okay? Yan yung mangyayari dyan ngayon. And since meron tayong square root, isi-square natin siya on both sides. No? Itong entire thing na to, iso-square mo siya ngayon. Ito din, iso-square mo. That's part ng algebra process natin. Okay? So, this would be 220.23. That's the square of this one, no? Plus, mamultiply natin silang dalawa, 14.84 times 6.7 times 2, diba? Tina-times 2 mo yun by principle ng square of a binomial. 198.86 D. Plus, ito naman sa kabilang side, this would be 6.7 squared, that would give us 44.89. 44.89 D squared. So, dito pa lang sa part na to, makikita nyo na medyo matrabaho ang magiging problem natin. So, it's best to compute this one using your substitution na lang of your given. Kasi nakikita nyo dyan, na D to the 4th na siya. No? Or substitution na lang of your choices. Okay? Kasi ang mawawala lang dito is ito lang. Ayan. Tapos, meron pa tayong, ano na matitira, ilan ba to? 28.09 plus 7. Check ko muna. Ayan. Ito kasi, magiging siyang 198.86D plus, kung ito siya, pagsamahin natin silang dalawa ngayon, this will be 44.89 plus 28.09. Kasi ililipat ko siya sa other side. 72.98 D squared. Tapos, meron tayong D to the 4th minus D to the 4th. Ay, teka lang. Meron pa pala to. Add ko pa pala, 7.84. This would be 80.82 pala. I'm sorry. 80.82 d squared minus d to the fourth equals 0. So, ito yung magiging final equation natin na again, pwede mo siyang gamitan ng calculator mo na may shift solve if you have that. Pero kung board exam at wala kang shift solve sa calculator mo, substitute mo na lang yung choices. Okay? So, lagay ka ng value ng d mo dyan, whichever will give you a value equal to 0. That's the correct value for d. So, doing that one, lang kaya ang ibibigay niya sa ating value ng d. Okay? So, try natin. The value of d should be equal to, yan na, try nyo na lang i-compute yun. Again, sa mga exam natin, magbibigay naman ako ng choices. So, if you happen to encounter ganitong type of solution, pwede nyo i-substitute yung choices. Ito dapat ang magiging final answer ng ating D. 10.032 units. Okay? So, that's it for the first question. Kung di nyo naintindihan or na bibilisan kayo, you can rewatch it. But, erase ko siya so that we can proceed sa next na tanong. So, yung mga background music tayo dito ngayon kasi lumipat ako sa labas. So, pasensya na kayo. But, yeah. I hope naintindihan nyo naman yung lesson natin. Okay, virtual lang muna tayo. Yan na. So, iniwan ko lang yung Ptolemy's theorem dito para ma-recall nyo siya. For cyclic quadrilateral natin siya ginagamit. Okay? So, hindi mo siya pwede gamitin kung hindi cyclic yung quadrilateral. Ibig sabihin yung general na quadrilateral siya. Okay. Now that we have a value of D which is 10.032 units, we can now get the area of this quadrilateral. Okay? For a general quadrilateral, meaning ng general quadrilateral, the normal talaga, no? Yung walang condition. Okay? Ganito yung magiging itsura ng ating area. It would be the square root of, ano ba yan? S minus A, lihitan ko lang, S minus A, S minus B, S minus C, S minus D. Okay? Minus, dito ko na lang ilagay yung minus para magkasya, no? A, B, C, D cosine squared of theta over 2. So, medyo mahaba siya pero itong part na to mukha siyang kahawig ng Heron's formula natin, di ba? For triangles. Nga lang ito quadrilaterals, kaya parang 4 factors na din yung nakasunod dyan. So, tandaan nyo na lang tong ganito kasi nagagamit mo yan sa lahat ng quadrilateral. Cyclic man siya or hindi. Kasi nga, general quadrilateral yan. Okay? Ma'am, ano yung magiging definition nitong theta? Sino si theta? So, say we have here a quadrilateral na medyo irregular. Ang theta natin is the sum of two opposite angles. Two opposite angles of a quadrilateral. Okay? So, in that case, if meron tayong say theta sub 1, theta sub 2, theta sub 3, and theta sub 4, the value of theta would be, it could be theta sub 1 plus theta sub 3, ganyan, or it could be theta sub 2 plus theta sub 4. The sum of two opposite angles of a quadrilateral yun. So, sana malinaw yun. No? So, maybe you're wondering, in this case, ma'am, ano yung magiging value ng theta? Okay, kasi cyclic quadrilateral to and we don't see any angle values here. Do we need to compute for that angle? Okay, pwede mo yun i-compute actually now. So, nasa sa'yo yun kung gusto mo siyang i-compute. So, it could be this angle, ayan yan, plus ito yun, di ba, yung buo. Or it could be this angle, yung buong yan, tapos ito. So, pwede mo naman gamitan ng mga trigo yan or mga cosine law for you to get the angles. But, for a cyclic quadrilateral, this is an important note. Okay? For all cyclic quadrilateral, lahat yun ha, theta is always equal to 180 degrees. 180 degrees ang value ng theta. Meaning, kung ina-add mo yung theta sub 1 and theta sub 3, 180 dapat yun. Ang theta sub 2 and theta sub 4, 180 din dapat yun. So, in that case, kung 180 yan palagi, you will have here a cosine of 180 over 2. No? Or that's a cosine of 90. Right? And, looking at this part of our formula, the cosine of 90 kasi guys, equal yan to 0. So, that means, the area of a cyclic quadrilateral, formula natin, kung biglang humina pasensya na kayo, hindi nagsasabi yung kapitbahay namin. Okay, marireduce natin siya ngayon to S minus A, S minus B, S minus C, times S minus D. Ito na lang yung magiging area ng cyclic quadrilateral. Mawawala itong term na to. Kasi nga, mazi-zero siya because of the principles na mini-mention ko kanina. Okay? So, if that's alright already, pwede na nating i-compute yung magiging area yun. Take note, ang S natin dito is our semi-perimeter. Okay? Perimeter. We can get that by A plus B plus C plus D divided by 2. Half of the perimeter yan. So that S, una ko siyang i-compute for U, ayan, 2.8 plus B 6.7 plus C 5.3 plus D 10.032. Divide down natin yan by 2. So that would be 2.8 plus 6.7 plus 5.8 plus 10.032. Alright, this is 12.416. Okay na ba? Irasin ko dito ha. So now we can get our final answer na. Okay? Can you help me do this ba? Para hindi ko na isulat lahat, ang gagawin nyo lang is may S ka nang na-compute, may A, B, and C naman tayong define. So, isa-substitute lang natin yan dyan, lahat. Okay? Hindi ko na siguro isusulat, no? Kaya nyo na gawin yun. Ayan. I'll give you the final answer na lang. What you need to do lang naman is the square root of 12.416 minus yung A, tapos times 12.416 minus yung B, and so on hanggang kay C. And that would give us, ilan ba to? Kalang ha, let me do it muna. Give me some time to calculate it kasi nag-iisa lang tayo dito sa ating pagsosolve. Oops. Sige. Spare me some time pa as you do your own computation as well while I'll do it dito sa akin. So, ang sagot natin should be 30.35. The area of the quadrilateral should be 30.35 units squared. Alright. Ito yung final answer. So, take note lang ulit. Aside sa Ptolemy's theorem, area ng general quadrilateral, and the idea that for all cyclic quadrilaterals, the sum of two opposite angles will always be 180 degrees. Okay, our next problem is an ellipse. Different to ang problem natin for plane geometry and analytic geometry, no? Kasi later sa topic natin, maintindihan nyo naman how different are the problems under anagem and under plane geometry. So for this one, what is the perimeter of the ellipse with an area equal to 12 square units if the horizontal distance between non-adjacent vertices is 5 units. So we have here the area given as 12 square units. Alright? So what is being asked here is ano daw yung magiging perimeter. If, ano daw yun? The horizontal distance between two non-adjacent vertices ay 5. So basically, ito yung distance na yun. Sila yung non-adjacent hindi magkatabing non-adjacent pala, ito pala. Sorry, non-adjacent vertices. Tama, distance between two non-adjacent vertices equal to 5 daw. Ito yung magiging equal to 5 natin. Okay? So, ano ba yung mga formula natin for ellipse? Maybe hindi masyado familiar sa inyo. For area ng ellipse, kahawig siya ng area ng circle. Pi AB. Pi AB siya. Ang A natin at B sa ellipse, yan yung major or semi-major and semi-minor axis. So, basically, this would be A. This would be another A. This is B. And this is B. So, we have 2A pala equal to 5. Right? Okay. So, from that, given the area na 12 square units, tapos pi, A natin ngayon would be from this 2A equals 5. A is therefore 5 over 2. Tama? Yan yung magiging value ng A. 5 over 2. And then we have B, which is unknown in this case pa. So, now computing that one, that would give us, ilan yan? Okay, that would give us 1.53 na value. Right? So, how do we get now our perimeter? Formula for perimeter ng ellipse ay 2 pi. Okay, di ba sa circle 2 pi r? Ito naman 2 pi times the square root of a squared plus b squared divided by 2. Right? Substitute natin directly. You have 2 pi square root ng a, which is 5 over 2 squared, plus yung b natin, 1.53 squared. Divided by, teka lang, yung divide pala, nasa loob lang. Sorry. Divided by 2. Okay? So, that would be 2 pi times 5 over 2 squared, 1.53 squared over 2. That should give you 13.02 units. So, the reason na hinalo ko lang ellipse dito, para at least you get to be familiar with the perimeter of the ellipse and the formula for the area of the ellipse. Hindi siya masyadong bago sa inyo when you encounter it sa ibang problems. Okay? So, that's it for our plane geometry.